So guys, I'm usually a positive guy. I like to look at things optimistically, and when things come along that I don't like, I don't go, oh, that's fucking shit, I hate that, and I just like, okay, I don't like these aspects of it, and that's it. And when Revelations came along, I loved the map. I think it was amazing that they brought back the old maps, and I think I'm still in the honeymoon period for it a little bit, in regards to the old maps coming back in the layout. But this is something that can't be ignored, something I've kind of pushed past with the other maps, saying, oh, they'll patch it eventually, but this needs urgent attention. This map, Revelations, is the most glitchiest map I have ever played. It is more glitchy than Zetsubu no Shima. It is more glitchy than Gorod Krovi. But as Black Ops 3 has gone onward, the glitchiness and all that has just gotten worse and worse. I don't think there's anything, or I didn't really notice anything on Shadows of Evil, The Giant, or Drak. It's really with Zetsubu no Shima that it started becoming a problem. Zetsubu had its fair share of glitches, the invisible perk machines, the invisible spiders and zombies, and that weird spider plant thing swapping during the golden bucket. And I thought that was bad. Then Gorod Krovi, you had death barriers when going down the sewer into the boss fight, invisible Valkyrie drones with their big hitboxes, and exploits and stuff involving the dragon cutscene and people leaving. And I thought, okay, this is worse. And then Revelations came out. Invisible perk machines return, and it isn't too bad because they're all fixed in one location, so you know what the perk is going to be. But that also affected other things like the Apothecon control system and power-ups. Now, power-ups are something that this cannot affect. You need to know what that power-up is right away, especially if you're in the later rounds and you're running a zombie horde. You can't just sit there and wait for that power-up to load in. You can see that green glow, but the actual thing, whether it be a bomb or a max ammo, you can't tell, and you can't wait in certain situations. And so you just have to risk it, grabbing it, when it could be something you don't need, like a nuke or something. And that's not the only thing. The worst glitch, the worst thing that desperately needs fixing ASAP is when someone goes into the Apothecon's stomach, they pretty much vanish. So what I mean is, you know how you see the little arrows on your screen and you're not looking at a person and it'll go to the side or above you or below you just to show where that person is? Well, that arrow will disappear. The silhouette you see of people will disappear. And with that, if someone goes down in the Apothecon and you're outside it, you're not going to get the notification that this person went down. You're not going to get the symbol that this person went down. Now, this is also the same in reverse. If someone is inside the Apothecon's stomach and everyone else is outside, and let's say all of them happen to go down, you're not going to get the down notification. You're not going to get that they've down symbol. You're not going to see arrows pointing to them or their silhouettes. And why I think this is the worst is because this is one of the core mechanics of zombies. You need to be able to know when someone has gone down. You need to know where they went down. Yes, you could say into your mic, oh, I've gone down, come get me. However, the first couple of times I experienced this, I didn't realize I wasn't showing towards the other player. And so when I died out and he was just acting like normal, I was wondering why I didn't even attempt to, and he said he didn't even realize. And this is going to be a major problem for people who don't use mics or they're in public matches. Yes, some of you guys may not even play public matches, or you always use a mic or whatever, but some people can't do that. Everyone's living situation is different. Some people just can't do that. And so to have something like that in the last map is baffling, to be honest. In other maps where you've gone to a different section, it's worked fine. In Moon, it wasn't a problem because everyone had to go to No Man's Land or the Moon just because of how the engine worked and how the rounds worked and didn't work, pretty much. But it worked on Mob of the Dead. Some people could go to the Golden Gate Bridge and they could stay down there or back up in Alcatraz, and if someone went down, you would see that they went down. It's the same thing with Origins, Drak, and Gorod Krovi, but for some reason this just does not apply to Revelations, and I don't know if this is an intentional thing because I thought, oh, you're meant to be in the Apothecon's stomach, but really we have its stomach way below the map and it'll look weird, or if this is just a simple oversight bug glitch. Whatever it is though, Treyarch, you guys need to fix it because the gameplay has to be consistent. You've got to keep that reviving and the someone has gone down message. Now, of course, we all know about boss crashes. I experienced it myself the other day. I think the most infamous case was Noah J. It happened twice to him, maybe even more, I can't remember, but he was doing the Margawar part where you get the summoning key, and I think it was the electric wall part, and the game just crashed on him. And I was watching that live and I felt so bad for him because I believe he was like in front. He was like the first person to get that far. And the fact that it happened to him a second time is just devastating. And it's just something that shouldn't happen. But I think the reason why it does happen is just that Treyarch just has too much going on in their maps sometimes. As the map's gone on, it just kind of feels like they're putting more and more into each map. And this is why certain things are invisible, like perk machines and power-ups and certain objects and all that. And I applaud them for, you know, trying out this stuff. But at the end of the day, gameplay cannot be sacrificed for map design or new features you want to try out. I don't know how Revelations could have been fixed, but maybe it should have been a bit smaller, maybe some sections should have been taken out. Now, many of us have encountered it, I'm sure most of you saw it the other day, and it's not even a glitch, I'm pretty sure, but it's something that needs to be worked on, is the fact that you can go down if anti-gravity runs out and you're above the random perk bottle. Now, there are a number of ways they can fix that. What they could do is just have that area be a no fall damage area, or make the ground cushioned. It doesn't actually have to be visibly cushioned. Like in Rise, you know how you'd have the mattresses and stuff to indicate, oh, this is a softer landing, you can land here. Well, you could kind of have that effect all around, but you just don't have to actually visually express it. It's just don't have us take fall damage in that area. Another, of course, could be moving the perk bottle in another location, but I think just making that area there a no fall damage area around the corruption engine would be good. Now, one time while my friend was building the Keeper Protector, he got attacked by a zombie, and at the last second, as he was about to finish building it, he went off screen because he didn't want to get killed. He didn't have Jug. And for some reason, just as it was finished being built, but him turning off at the last second, we weren't able to interact with the thing at all. We had no prompt to build it, we had no prompt to summon the Keeper, and so we were trying to do an egg attempt. And the fact we couldn't even summon the Keeper effectively ruined that game, and it was very annoying because we'd gotten the Apothecon Servant and Thundergun early on. It was going to be a really good run, and it was just ruined by a small glitch like that. And then, of course, most people would probably know about this one. The Keeper Protector can become glitched himself. I haven't experienced it myself, but apparently he can become permanent. He'll always stick around, like he won't disappear and you can't summon him again. I'm not sure if he keeps on killing or if he just hangs around and does nothing. But when it's like that, apparently he can't interact with the Easter egg, so he can't start doing his ritual or whatever to summon the first Sophia reel. Now, related to that is the placing of the Keeper Protector when you're trying to get him to start that ritual. It doesn't matter what location you're in, probably the best one is Shangri-La, but I found that the Mob of the Dead and the Verruckt one are very hard to get him to activate. You keep having to go backwards and forwards between the jumps, trying to get him on there, and then he'll like attack a zombie in that, and then you'll randomly get him into the animation after like a couple minutes of trying. Now, one time he didn't even go into the animation, but I only realized he was still doing the Keeper thing because I could hear the chanting the Keeper does, but he wasn't doing the animation, he was still attacking. So that was helpful for me, but I got no indication that he was still doing it though. I kept thinking I'd failed, but I just stuck around because I just hoped that he would randomly get himself into place and start that summon. So the Keeper Protector is very glitchy. Now, I'm not sure if there are more or not, but the biggest offenders, of course, are the boss crashes, the Apothecon Stomach not allowing you to see when someone goes down, and invisible power-ups. Those are pretty much the biggest offenders in my book that need to be fixed as soon as possible. But it just surprises me, because does everyone remember in the Garrod Kroby livestream, before it was even out, Jason Blundell said the last map was done, it was ready to be released, and we all believed him and thought, holy shit, this map is going to be great, but I don't believe him. I don't believe it was done like he said. I have no idea why he said it was ready to release, but this is clearly not ready to release. There are so many problems with this. Surely they would have tested this map. Surely these things should have been caught in testing. They had to have been caught, and I have no idea why none of this was ever fixed. But just how these issues got through, I have no idea. And to Jason Blundell saying it was ready to release, I mean, dude, come on. I really hope you weren't bullshitting with that. I really hope you actually thought it was ready to release, but it It's not. And Treyarch, you really need to fix this. This stuff needs to be urgently patched. And you guys are good with patches. You really do patch a lot of things, and I'm thankful for that, because it was something that should have been happening in the earlier games, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World at War, but you're doing big fixes and it's fine. So I can only hope that you do the same with Revelations. Alright guys, that's about it. After all of that, I still like Revelations, I really do. But as I said at the start, I'm still in the honeymoon period, I think, and I will probably have to form my final opinion after a month, maybe after the end of the year or something, before I can give an actual placing of Revelations, where it's going to place in my list, or an actual overview of it. But yeah, I don't hate the map, it is really fun to play. But gameplay has got to be strong and consistent and fluid, and right now in this map there are just some things that don't allow that. Anyway, thanks for listening guys, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers!